So here we go. So the splits, like I said before, these are from any percent. This is not any percent, this one. This one is special moves, which is slightly different. Just slightly. Okay, so we're gonna start there. And yeah, so on special moves, what you do is you die on the first level, which seems impossible. But you can actually die on the first level. And when you do that, developers, like, they tell you, oh my god, you're so bad at this game, we're actually gonna give you something to, you know, help you a little bit with this game. So this is the first strat. You can actually jump, do an extended double jump here in order to take damage here. And you see we're losing a lot of time here. Kinda looks like it. We just got a special moves right there, by the way. So it looks like we're losing a lot of time. That's fine. That's all the time it costs to get special moves in the first place. We hopefully are going to win that time or save that time later. Okay, so I'm not making a second split, so you can see. So that little jump right there from Bylog, that's a special move. So yeah, Bylog can jump now. And we can do a whole lot of other things. Here's something else. Oh, that's just the jump. But something about the jump. The jump is invincible. Okay? And it kills everything on like one shot. You see invincible right there. Then I'm still taking a little bit of damage with Olaf for damage boost. There you go. Just actually like losing time, kind of weird. Oh, also this run is spliced, by the way. Just so you know. Because it was way too much work to do a full TAS. So instead I just did TASs of every level. And yeah, everything here is a surprise, by the way. Like, for example, that level taking like the same time. That is kind of a surprise. I guess special moves just don't save a whole lot of time there. We just don't know. Also, you can make your bets on how much this is gonna be. So yeah, the any percent one was an hour 3, almost 4 minutes. Okay, there you go. It did save some time there, but barely anything. Biggest time saves are gonna be later, okay? My guess for this run is a 55. Like, I think we can get a 55 on this category. I don't want to aim for more, just in case, you know, to don't get disappointed. The super armor headbutt there, but you can also do that without special moves, by the way. Another super armor. That I don't know if it is on the other thingy. Then that's swag right there. There's no reason to do it, but I do it because why not? So right there, the wonky audio was because of the splice, by the way. We got a 1 splice per level, plus a couple extra ones inside levels, but I carefully made those ones. It's very few of them. There's like 3 inside of levels, just so it wouldn't break, you know, RNG and things like that. That's a special boost. The Bylog special, not actually a special move, but like, you know, going fast. You can do that on 80% too. But yeah, there's less risk of dying on this category. You see, you can do stuff like that with this guy, which actually took some time. Sort of funny. Yep, it was slower. Look at that. well, that's just surprises. So at the beginning, there's not that many sequence breaks. There's actually, like, there's barely any. On the first world, we're gonna see more stuff later. On other worlds. So that's the special move of Fang. You get electrified if you hold Y after your attack. And you are invincible and kill on one shot. And it's a little different. I killed the vampire with Biolog instead. I could have done a jump there probably. Okay, this one's gonna save some time, I think. Yeah. That's a good one. And yeah, also, like, the difference... Sometimes the difference is so small that there's actually no difference. Like, that's definitely a difference right there, because you can kill the vampire without caring about, you know, it transforming into a bat. But yeah, there's 2 levels. If I remember correctly, I think there's 2. Where there's actually no difference. And I just used the previous TIS actually for the level. But here's a little difference. We're gonna leave Olaf here. And then we're gonna wait for this Skelly to get into the screen. And that way you can teleport there. That's a nuke right there. Just like on any percent. Because it's useful. Your skill without having to press anything. So yeah, actually, it doesn't save that much time. That thing right there. But now we have War 2. So War 2 does have something very interesting right here. At the beginning. So you see, we're going Olaf first, and then we're setting up here for a pixel perfect strat to land on the spikes. So you can actually land on spikes. Like, if you land 1 pixel up, you die, 1 pixel down, you don't land on the little thing. You just fall. So it's really, really precise, but we have a fully consistent setup. So it never fails as long as you do the setup correctly. Then we jump here into grabbing this with Biolog instead of Olaf. And this part is similar. And yeah, with special moves, like, you can actually do the landing on spikes on any percent. But the problem is then you have to walk slowly with 2 characters. You know, with... Oh, that's the Olaf special move, by the way. You just teleport into enemies. So walking 1-on-1 with Biolog on top of the shield is really slow. For 2-player, it probably saves time. You know, even without special moves. But with special moves, you can just jump with Biolog, so it's kind of nice. The only thing you need to remember, though, here you gotta grab the key. Because you still don't have the key. Okay, you can do it with anyone. So yeah, this is getting some good time save. Look at that. You hear the splice right there? Okay, so this part is the same. Just normal water stuff. Because we're gonna do sequence break on the spikes. Just like on any percent, like that. For RTA, there is a little backup. And then this, that's a fireball clip. If you do a fireball, as you get into a geyser, you can like clip through ceilings a little bit. Going down here. Gonna kill with a fireball. So fireball, shitty fireball, we're gonna call it. From Eric. Eric can basically shoot that thing. He has like a big hitbox. Kills on one shot and it destroys a lot of things. And now, this is really cool. We do a double drop on the pulley. So instead of just dropping Scorch, we also drop Eric this way. And this only works because we haven't seen the thing ever. Okay? Once you see it once, it's loaded. Like forever. Okay? So you only have one shot at this. And you need to, like, adjust the route a little bit. So you see, we're still behind. But we're probably gonna get ahead on this level. Just barely behind. Yeah, the wizard not really being a problem here. Oh yeah, and the reason why we can do the double drop here is because the special move of Scorch is flying forever. You basically don't have a restriction of flying. He never gets tired. So it's a special move exclusive. Then here, remember, you're invincible during the jump, and you can just jump over the spikes. No need for block or anything. Yeah, you could also do a boost there. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I think I timed it and it was kind of slower. Because you kind of need to set up. Maybe a TIS can do it faster. But for, like, human, you know, strats, probably not worth it. And we are finally ahead. So you can see how War 2 saves a lot more time. Now we're still on the same minute. You know, like possible time. Sum of best. The landing boost here. Oh yeah, this level. Almost forgot. Okay, so some news about this level. This is actually from my other HRT. This is the Any HRT. So there's no special moves here. Sorry to tell ya. Like the only thing you could do different in terms of RTA, it's you could kill this guy right here with a shitty fireball. You know, to be safe. You can also kill the dragon later with Eric, also to be safe. Another landing boost right there. Yeah, so right here, if you want, you can kill that dragon. But that's safety. Technically, it's lower. So, alright, this should be tied. If I hit the split correctly. Yeah. Makes sense. Now, this is special moves. We're back to special moves. And you're gonna see some stuff. Some cool stuff. So we grab this thing, we go back. Which is something you could do on any percent too, but it's really risky. And then we teleport here. So we're gonna do this part with Olaf instead of Scorch. And that makes it for a fairly tricky part. but it's still totally doable thanks to Vilox jump. So this way we save an entire section with Scorch, and then Scorch is just here. And again, you could kill that dragon if you want. The special moves, it takes very little time too. And then you can technically fly all the way up with Scorch, but it saves time with camera to, you know, alternate characters. You don't have to worry about the guard at all. Yeah, and then if you jump there, that gives you a little bit more distance on the geyser. Okay, barely anything. That's interesting. That is really interesting. I'm surprised. Okay. Now we're also leaving Olaf here. There you go, you can get that thingy jumping. So we do this. And then shitty fireball clip. To clip through that. And we'll see how much this saves, because that strat is actually very random. It's really, really random. That was a TAP idea from back in the old days, 2014. But it's really, really random. It, you know, because you need to kind of get lucky with the wizard. For some reason, Olaf doesn't like to target the guard. He just targets the wizard. So let's see. Okay. So it does save time. Finally got to an hour, 2 minutes. Now this war should actually save more time. I think every war saves more time than the previous one with special moves. Or that's what I believe, at least. It kind of looks like it. The beginning is the same. Then here you can destroy this, which you could say is slower, but I did it for RTA sake. This is definitely something you would want to do on special moves. So early target card, just like on 80%. But then here some things go a little bit different. Just barely. Like you can jump there and kill that sucker on one shot. That's almost it. There is actually a strat here. Oh yeah, moving Olaf there is also something you can do on 80%. But I kind of discovered it by now, doing the CIS. That's a little bit faster, that sequence right there. There is a moon jump, Olaf moon jump strat, but it ended up being slower, or tight at best. A moon jump, by the way, is when you do a teleport on a specific moment or a specific elevators, and it allows you to jump ultra high. So that little jump right there is the counter. For some reason, BLK counters that thing always with a jump. Here, I actually need to manipulate the Medusa. The jelly. There you go. Same thing. So Olaf doesn't teleport into the jelly. The squishy, if you want. After doing this shit. So what is this? What's going on here? So this is sprite corruption. You can do, like, similarly to shitty fireball clip on geysers, you can do a teleport, like Olaf teleport. Why didn't jump there? That's kind of interesting. You can do an Olaf teleport out of a trampoline, and that gives you, for some reason, corrupted sprites, and also clips through ceilings. So right there is just useful for the ceiling. You don't really care about the corruption sprite. It's kind of a funny side effect, which is really, really cool. But it doesn't really do anything, like, more than, you know, clipping. Like, it looks like it could do a whole lot more. I mean, maybe it can do a whole lot more if we look into it, but... yeah, they're just saving Eric. I don't really need to kill, you know, the pirate. So you see, there's a lot of down B drops. So down B is that, you know, like moving while you do the lightsaber with BLK. Turns out, we always thought that thing was useless because it's just very long. It doesn't kill in one shot, actually. And you just, like, you're just stuck on an animation. But it actually gives you a lot of momentum if you do it off a cliff, you know? So, or off a drop if you want. So down B drop is actually very useful on some specific spots. Alright, here we go. What are we gonna get on this level? So that right there is a insta switch jump. You switch and jump at the same time, and that way you do an insta double jump that can destroy blocks, for example, and gives you like a tiny bit more of distance too. This little section right here is gonna look very similar. Pretty much the same. Until we open the door. The swimming section, not better. We later are going to get another, like, extra special moves on War 4. And that actually gives a power up to Eric underwater. But we still don't have it. So yeah, cheaty fireball destroys cannons, so you don't actually need bombs at all. And here, this is actually very dangerous right there, that thing. On RTA, if you missed it, like if you press fart before pressing down, you're stuck on an animation. And you can either fall down and like lose a lot of time, or fall underwater and die. Now here we're gonna open this thing, and then we're gonna teleport like this. So that right there can be a moon jump if you are not like good on the timing. It is like 9 cycles, which is a lot, you know. That's like almost 0.5 seconds. And then, but the good thing is you can just teleport. So teleporting on elevators is really, really weird. Sometimes it puts you like, it displaces you a little bit to the side. Other times it displaces you all the way up in the level. Other times all the way down in the level. It's super, super like jank mechanic. So you need to know like exactly how it works if you want to use it. Otherwise you can like easily softlock. So this right there, it's one of the few levels that benefit greatly from extra special moves, which we don't have yet, by the way. It's one of the few levels that make the question, you know, make us question, is it worth it to maybe get them before starting the run? And like allow one password at the beginning of the run or something. Turns out it does save a lot of time, but it's still not enough. So I actually time all the benefits of getting extra special moves early to, you know, see if we even should get the discussion at all. Turns out it doesn't save time, so the discussion is just meaningless. You know? Here we're gonna see the first instance of this, so you can like break pulleys like this with Bilox jump. So that allows to skip actually a lot of pulley sections. It's pretty cool. Then you can either do that or jump into the rope. You see, that's enough just because of the amount of momentum you get from down B. And the other cool thing is you actually get more distance from down B than from a jump. From a down B drop. So, like optimally speaking, if you want to drop in a place, you know, and then move someone else, is way more optimal to drop it with a down B than with a jump. Most of the time. There's some exceptions, but you basically get more free movement. Okay? Then there's this level. This level should save a lot of time. Hopefully we see that, otherwise I'm gonna be disappointed. The beginning is pretty much the same, but then later things change quite a lot. So that's the Chansey strat right there for killing the bird. Very consistent strat for RTA. Super useful. And until now, almost no special moves. And all of these, there's barely any difference. We're gonna jump here. We got that sick jump, super hard. And then this is tricky. Consistent, but super tricky. So look at what we're gonna do here. We're gonna go with all F. We're gonna put a bomb. And then we're gonna jump with this guy. And all of that sequence is done perfectly, so you don't get hit. You guaranteed don't get hit with Fang. And also with Bylog. It's a really sick sequence, but pretty hard to pull. Like, I mean, it's consistent again, but let's say it's scary, because if you fail it, things can go wrong. So we're setting up here. This thing always works, even if you don't set up all that much, because we haven't seen this platform ever on this category yet. So yeah, that is massive. Because Since we can just jump with Bylog, you don't really need to do an entire section with Fang. The bomb doesn't even matter, and that's why we use the bomb with Olaf. Here the beginning is almost the exact same. Just some like Bylog jumps you can do. And yeah, we're doing pixel alignments here and there in order to save time. So you don't have to bring Scorch. So right here there's a guaranteed one with the wall. Very useful. And then we're gonna trade the key. There you go. That cancel boost is actually really hard, but it's also on the other HRT. It's not that big of a deal here. It's a big deal on any percent because you don't want any extra damage. Here, it doesn't matter that much if you get damage. This sequence is hard to optimize. Right there. Because of Bylog jumps and such. You can also put Bylog on the other side. That switch right there, by the way, is to activate the block early. Looks slower, but it's faster. You're gonna jump there. Or another down B. Missed it. So if you want, you can fire that cannon, but it's optimal to don't do it. Also, just ignore the bomb. Here, if you go immediately for this, there is a guaranteed jump right there with Bylog. And then here you can just jump. Or do that. Either jump or down B. And it works pretty well. That saves a section with both Scorch and Eric. And then this fireball is for safety. You see, this one is... The other cannon is really not that dangerous, but this one can be dangerous, in my opinion. But yeah, you saw still, we barely save any time. At least on one controller, because there's still a lot of things we're just optimizing. Okay, so we're still not sub-hour on the sum of S. Alright, so that's another weird teleport. So that saves you doing a landing boost with Eric. Makes this part way easier for RTA. Like, extremely easier. And then this setup right here was discovered by TAP, so you can just change the camera and you are right there. Then if you do a fireball on the GYSR, that also gives you an extended jump, which is very useful. And then here, we're gonna do a clip on the door, which is like extra useful on special moves. You'll see why. So you set up right there, specific spot to do a double clip. Actually, it's a double door clip. And then you go all the way here, jump with this guy, open the door from the other side. And then it's over. Yeah, that's a big time save. So that's only possible because these doors, at least the jungle doors, I don't know about the other doors, but because it's hard to check, but these doors do not exist until you see them for the first time, okay? So if you can boost into a door before ever seeing it, then you can go through it. So it's technically not a clip. I still call it a clip, you know, but it's like the door just doesn't exist. This section is just slightly faster because Olaf can, you know, do stuff like that. He doesn't need someone else to clean the plant for him. And then this section is the same. The water section. Here, and out of teleport, I believe. Yeah. And then we're setting up for a plant. So plants, similar to doors, they don't exist out of camera, but like they always don't exist out of camera. It's not like doors where they start existing once you see them for the first time, and then they exist forever. Plants, as long as they are out of camera, they don't exist. And then this clip right here, that is an actual clip. Right there, you actually go through the two, like, collision or hitbox or whatever, collision box of the two sections of the door. That is like a real clip. Which is not that hard to pull off. It barely saves any time. But you can do it. I've done it on runs. And now this level. So harder, it's a very special level for special moves because you're gonna get extra specials. But it takes a lot of time. But we are also gonna save some time with our new special moves and the old ones. So it might be tied or we might lose time. We'll see. Like, I will be really surprised if we save time on this level, but you never know. We'll see. Here, you can safely save that. Well, actually not safely. It's still hard, but it's a little bit easier to get the first cycle on the platform. And it's also more important to get it. Because you can be so fast here, right there, with specials, that if you're losing a cycle, since you don't need to move Olaf to the other side, you are actually losing a whole lot of time on losing cycles. Whereas on any percent, if you lose a cycle, you just move another character. At least on one controller, you know? So it can be tricky. So now we're gonna move guys here, and then we're gonna talk a whole lot. I think it's 15 times. It's at least 10. And I think... I kind of remember it being 15. So yeah, just match A with that guy. With tomato, spoilers. And that gives you extra special moves. So you can see now, Scorch has a Ultra Fireball. Super strong Fireball that destroys everything. And now, what are we doing right there? We're going back with Olaf. You see this shit? It destroys blocks. That's how crazy it is. Mental. Like, dude. Okay, then we go there. So you teleport into the monkey. Which saves time in terms of distance. And also in terms of, like, you know, you just don't have to move Olaf. So in 1C it actually saves a lot. 1C, by the way, means one controller. When I say 1C or 2C, that means one controller, two controller. Regardless of how many players, you know, like... Can be one player with 2 controllers or 2 players with 2 controllers. Or 1 controller each, you know. Holy shit. So you see, that thing actually saves so much time. That sequence break. That even with talking to the kid that many times, we're saving time. Not a whole lot, but we are saving time. Yeah, we don't need to kill this guy, just like on any percent, but on this category it's actually better to just don't kill it. Or more safe. Now this, look at that. So, what the fuck is that? That's a new special move. And also a glitch. Also, you can jump into geysers and it's really, really cool like that. You preserve the momentum automatically, which is very useful on 1C. So, Fan can do a howl like that, a big scream, and it's basically a nuke. You just kill everything on the screen. Every fucking thing gets destroyed. Also, this ram right there, it's a water dash. You are invincible. With Eric, while you do it, it does damage. And also, it gives you some good momentum instantly. The maximum speed is the same, but you accelerate faster. It's still very useful. So now, pulley section, we can do the jump thingy. And yeah, so the big thing about the howl is if you do it into a geyser, kind of like the shitty fireball clip, you get a howl clip. And so this guy just clips all the way up here. You save a whole lot of time not having to move him. And also you grab the key earlier. Now, as you can see, doesn't actually save that much time. Why is that? That's mostly 1C. Because on the other, you know, without special moves, you're still just doing a whole lot of multitasking. Then Mega Jit, one of the few places where you can like RTA do a Mega Jit. I've done it on runs, and it's on my, I think on my newer levels too. So right here, that dash right there, that is the new special moves. Right here too. Okay, I didn't got that with the weird sprite glitch, which could have been cool. I just kind of forgot it. There's a weird sprite glitch with water dash there that chose a new Viking, which is kind of a fusion between Eric and Balok. It doesn't do anything, it's just funny, and we don't really know what triggers it. Sometimes it happens. This part on this category really stinks, because you need to do 2 landing boosts. And it's fairly tricky. So while it is faster, it's probably harder. One of the few things that is, I think, harder on special moves. But yeah, it saves you bringing Olaf all the way here. Alright. We are on sub-hour, finally. Remember, my prediction is 55. But I'm already happy, because we already got the sub-hour, you know? That's cool. Okay, so we can just destroy those with Scorch. So, no need for weird clips. And we're gonna go this way. Same thing, we don't need to put Eric here. So right there, we actually destroy the blocks with Scorch, okay? Now we can do this section with Eric, which is slightly faster. I think it's like a second faster. to do it with Eric. And then Eric goes all the way down. We just don't need him a whole lot because of the broken fireball. You see another set of blocks we destroyed that way. And then Monkey dies on one shot. Then we give the key to Scorch to save a little bit of time. You'll see why later. Because this way we can just like boost through all this with Eric and do switch boost like that. Oh, that's pretty good. Now, in reality, because my RTA-viable doesn't have the boost clip strat, so technically that saves a little bit less. But compared to the RTA-viable, it does save all that, of course. So War 5, the biggest time saves should be here. In some levels, not on all of them, but in some levels, you'll see. It should be really big. But we'll see how much. So again, try to make your predictions on the final time. At least the final, like, amount of minutes. Maybe you'll get it. The beginning is almost the same. We still don't see big differences here. And to be honest, this level barely has any differences. You can do that to get some momentum. The Spire is like a tiny bit faster. The biggest difference about this level is RTA. Like, it has safer strats. Much safer. And you'll see here. So here you can do a jump strat with Bylog. You wait a little bit, you do another jump, and that way you both get rid of the robot, and also you're kind of immune to bombs. Very consistent, just like any percent strat. Like any percent strat is also very consistent, but it's much scarier. Now this part is pretty cool. You can do that jump, and you remember you preserve all the momentum, so he actually just lands there automatically on 1C. But as you can see, there's barely any save. Because again, not a whole lot of different. And then there's this. This is no special moves. It's just the same from the other RTA-viables. Because there's actually no difference. This level is so short. And there's just not a whole lot to do. It's a very cool level on speedrun. One of my favorite ones. But it's really short. And you already have all the tools to skip almost the entire level. So I just spliced the same video from the other TAs. There you go. Yeah, that +1 is just me, like, not being perfect at the split. This one... Does this one say time? Yeah, this one should say time. Absolutely. Because of the bully. So we can do this. We don't need Olaf for this part. Pretty cool stuff. There you go. Then you can do this with the momentum of down B and drop like that. Landing boost right here. Not necessary, but cool if you get it. And then nuke for those. And then, yeah, you can just water dash past those, and you don't get damage. There's that very cool setup for an arm boost. Also possible on 80%. But here you can safely move Eric while the other guys teleport. So the water section is much, much easier. Easier and safer. So right here, I actually grabbed the batteries with Eric on purpose first. So I put Eric all the way up first. This way, Eric is gonna have every item. And that's gonna be very useful for later. Okay, so this part, you need to kill this robot. We kill it with that fireball. If you want to be safe, you can also kill it from somewhere else. Because the thing is, the fireball will make you clip while you are on the gravity thingy. And then with momentum preservation, you know, with Bylog, you can do that entire part a little bit faster. Now we're gonna do some pixel perfect alignments. That thing is both pixel perfect and cycle perfect. So 3 frames to do it, and you need to use a pixel cue to get it. Otherwise, it won't work. Also possible on 80%. So this section looks the same. This first section. This next section is gonna be different. Now, the first part of this section will be the same, which is the double, super extended double jump. Also possible on 80%, but a lot scarier. Because you get damage. Here, you won't get extra damage. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna teleport this way, just to grab the thing. We grab the thing, and we'll go back. And now... Okay, so what are we doing now? How are we gonna get Bylog here? We do this very specific block right there, and then we just jump this way. So that was a chancy idea. Very, very good idea. It saves a bunch of time with the whole Bylog section. You only get sort of one shot at it though. Like if you hit the wrong block, it's really bad. Also, you can accidentally fall all the way, and that can also be very bad. So we gotta do this part. Flying over that thing saves like 0 point something seconds. 0.3 or 2. But it saves time. Then this thing is very precise actually. You can do it consistently, but it's really, really precise. And that saves the puzzle section of Bylog. It shouldn't be the biggest time save, because we can still save some of it with Eric on 80%. But it should save some time. Okay, there you go. So, this level, bad. The first, like, boss level with Tomato. Let's see what we can do. So we do this into electricity. Electricity allows you to get the key, and then you can do that very quickly. Then this works just like a bomb. So this is actually the 0th cycle. You can do a 0 cycle with Fang like this. You can also do a 0 cycle with Scorch, which we're gonna do with a Howl. That actually damages the entire screen. And the thing is, Tomato is always loaded. That's why he takes damage. Otherwise he wouldn't, because he's not on camera. And yeah, this level is stupidly fast. This should save a lot of fucking time. Right here you can do Scorch, you know, to destroy those blocks faster. And then we're gonna hold left so we can get Olaf out of the screen, saving a dialogue. Okay, so this is not a 55. So my prediction was wrong. But we'll see. We'll see if this is a 57. I mean a 56 at least. This section is the same. You actually don't have Olaf teleport. For some reason, developers just either miss something or they restrict it, like, by hand. We don't really know. Maybe it broke something and they decided to just deactivate it on this level. This section saves some good time because you don't... You just get a lot of momentum really fast. And there is actually a faster version of that, but it doesn't give you an extra cycle. Or it doesn't save a cycle from Tomato right here, so it's just not worth it. And then this, for special moves, there is an easier method, but just the any % method, this one, which is extremely hard, but I've done it, so you know it's possible. It's faster, okay? So the special moves is using a shitty fireball. That is if you get like a slower cycle or something. Okay, I'm not sure why the Sumo Vest is 57. Oh, that's because of the first level. Okay, never mind. So we still don't know how much this is gonna be. Yeah, don't look at the Sumo Vest actually, because the first level loses a whole lot of time on these splits. This section is similar at the beginning, but it's different here. You can tank the bomb because you're invincible, and then you can just jump into Tomato. Now it must still be at 50%, we'll see. And then you can do double shitty fireball to kill Tomato, which is extremely safe and fairly easy to do. So the end is really not scary on any %. I mean on the special moves. On any % is really scary. So that's a 57. Pretty good. We saved 6 minutes. So I'm both surprised and unsurprised about this. You know, it's like mixed feelings. Because from on one hand, I was expecting this to don't save that much time. Like I wanted to be sub-hour at least, but it was unclear. Because, you know, because of how much cool things we can do, like a lot of micromanagement on any %. Don't worry, dogs are a sanity effect. But yeah, on the other hand, like, for a little bit of time, I was thinking, like, yeah, this is gonna save so much time, you know, like 10 minutes. But as I was starting making the thing, I realized that special moves doesn't save that much time. And even if you take away the time loss on, like, level 1, like, how much was that? Like, 40 seconds? Not even, like, 35 seconds? Okay. Like, take that away. Like, I don't know, like New Game Plus, let's say. You start with special moves, let's say. That's still a 57. And if you add, like, okay, more New Game Plus, like starting with the other special moves, I think that's saved at most 1 minute. Which mostly would be on on your, you know. So then you will get either a 56 or a very, very high 55. Kind of like 55, 50 something. So yeah, this probably means 2C actually saves a lot of time, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But I also, like, I have about the same feeling, if I'm being honest, that it might not save that much extra time because of multitasking. There's a lot of sections that have multitasking, and then on 1C you can, like, almost tie to controller because of the multitasking, and like the macro and micro you can do. So again, it's uncertain. It's hard to predict. It's really hard to predict. But I'm happy about this. Like, this is cool. I might switch to this category. I might start doing runs of this. But I need to evaluate this because, you see, the first thing is these, like, time losses. That is really interesting. Like, I actually lost time compared to 20%, so maybe I could do some levels just like on 80%. Like the second level, I could just do it like 80%, honestly. Swim was also kind of weird and interesting. The end of the video. There you go. But yeah, this is super interesting stuff. And I'm happy this is finally... We finally got... Finally finished it. Alright. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll go for a BRB, and how about we do like a no reset special moves or something like that. That could be really